Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, my hippies. So today I have another banging tutorial for you guys. I know you've seen these hair clips before. If you haven't, I'll link them below on how to make these. But today we are going to be learning how to make the hair clip packaging. It's super simple and I do it really easily, and the cost is like super cheap. So what I do is I start off with 2 sheets of cardstock paper. They are 8.5 by 11 inches, so just the standard paper size. And what I'm doing is I'm cutting those in half lengthways. I want to make sure both of them are cut directly in half. This right here is a cutting board that I have from We Are Memory Keepers. I will make sure that I tag it below as well. I absolutely love this cutting board. It has so many different features. It has the blade on here. It makes scoring easy. The rulers and everything make it a whole lot easier as well. So that way I can make sure I'm on track with all my cutting. But yes, so what you see me doing now is I'm cutting those half sheets of papers that I cut. I'm cutting them in half along the same ways once again, so that way I have these long strips, and they're about 2.75 inches by 8.5. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip up that little scoring, I guess, whatever that thing is called that holds the paper in place, but I'm putting that in place. I'm scoring along that 4-inch mark. We're not scoring directly in the middle at the 4.25 because we want to have a little bit of an overhang, so that 4-inch mark is going to be absolutely perfect. Go ahead and put that scoring tool away, and then from there you're just going to fold each of these in half. And then you are going to be taking your X-Acto knife, and then you are going to be using that part right, excuse me, I had a call come through, but then you're going to go ahead and use that blade and cut along the 2-inch line. You're going to start not right at the end of that piece of paper, but you're going to start pretty close. You want to leave maybe a 1/4 inch from the top, and then go almost all the way down, leaving about the same amount of space towards that crease. So you don't want a complete slit, you just want an opening within that smaller part of the flap. So that 4-inch side is where we're going to be putting that 2-inch yes, that cut line, at that cut opening line. I hope that makes sense. Alright, so once you get each piece folded in half, then we are going to go ahead and move on to the next step. Now, the next step is going to be putting our labels onto, putting our logo onto these labels right here. So I have the Avery brand 15660. I go to their website, I hit templates, and I just type in that 15660. It's going to bring up the template design for me. You have the option to get them to print it for you, but I have a laser printer here, so I just do everything right here at home. So I'll make sure I do tag my laser printer below for you as well. It was under $200 and it was on Amazon. It also has faxing and copier, scanner, all that great stuff. But anyway, what I do is I just go ahead and design what I want to go onto these labels using Photoshop. Now, you don't have to use Photoshop. I personally use Photoshop because I really like it and I'm experienced with it. But you can use Word, you can use Canva. You just want the dimensions for this label to match the actual address label. So make sure that the size of the image reflects that. So after I, get everything how I want it, I'm adding on my website address and also my Instagram name on here because I realized that it wasn't on there. And I just want to make it easier for people to be able to find me and again contact me and order more if they need to. Love the brand. I want you to love Courtney Shavante. But yeah, so you just see me on here getting all of that adjusted and everything, making sure it's exactly how I like it. Alright, so I'll be saving this image as a PNG so that way it has a clear background. But honestly, it really doesn't matter. You can save it as a JPEG as well. I just choose PNG because I'm using black and white, so there's not really a background on here. So I just went ahead and chose a transparent background. But if you're choosing something with more color, or you're going to not be foiling it later, like I'll be showing you, then you don't have to. So I went ahead and uploaded that saved document onto the site, and then it created this PDF form for me right here that has it exactly how I need it. Just make sure you hit custom and hit 100% when it's asking you the dimensions you want to print at. I'm pulling out the little paper that they have included in there, and I printed my logos on here. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut this foil to size, and I'm going to make sure it completely covers where all the printing and everything is, and I'm just rolling that up and moving it out the way. From here, you see me completely smooth out this foil. I don't want any wrinkles in here, because any wrinkles will cause like little air pockets and everything, and then it won't foil the way you need it to. I'm also placing a sheet of white paper on top just to make sure it's nice and flush and stays flush all the way through. And then I'm just going to insert on one end, letting it come through the other side. I'm guiding it through because I did put it in slightly crooked, so make sure it's straight so it doesn't get jammed. Yeah, so turn that off, and then from there you just want to cool this down so it's really cool to touch. You'll know what I'm talking about when it comes out a little warm, and then you just peel back that foil on there. Alright, this is what we got here. So we're going to go ahead and go back to those pieces of cardstock that we have cut and folded. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to take a label and place it along the crease, along that top part there, so that way it seals it down, and it also puts the label on there so that way it's branded. And then you still have that opening right there that we're going to be sticking our clips through later, so I'll show you guys how to do that in the next step. But first, just make sure you repeat putting this label on for each and every one, and just make sure it's smoothed down nicely. You don't want any lumps or bumps, because you know this has your label on it, your logo, so you just want it to be very representative of you, especially if you do have a luxury brand like mine. Alright, so this is how they're going to look onto each paper. So what I'm doing is I'm just opening the clip and I'm sliding it through that slit, and then I just let the clip close on top. And then from there you have your clips right there on your hair clip packaging, and it looks really, really good. And you're just going to follow those steps for each set that you make. Now, I don't put more than 3 clips on each one, and when I do 3, I do have to like slightly stack them towards the ends, so just be aware of that. I wouldn't put more than 3 on here. However, if you are using smaller clips, you may be able to put up to 4 or 5, I'm not sure. But yes, I'm just making sure these are even, making sure they look nice and beautiful on here, because I want them to have a very, very nice presentation for their new owner. So I'm just going to go ahead and spread these out right quick and kind of show you how each of them look onto the packaging. Alright, and this is a quick close-up because I just want you guys to see the final product. And I love how these turned out. They're super cute, super simple, and super cheap, and like they're just super fun to make as well. So this is how they look with the clips on here up close. And this is one without the clips or anything. I love how the holographic foil really shines on this purple paper. One thing I realized is that the silver holo looks way better on purple. In my opinion, the gold doesn't really pop the way I wanted it to. This is how the inside looks. As you can see, it's nice and sturdy. I love how this cardstock feels and how they hold to the clips, because the clips, they aren't just so heavy, of course, since they are going to be on your head. But, you know, on a regular sheet of paper wouldn't hold these up. So I do definitely suggest the cardstock. If you like this tutorial, make sure you leave a comment below for me. I love hearing from you guys. And until next time, hippies, bye now.